Next is Myanmar. Yes, Nai Pei Cho. Nai Pei Cho. You can write it in single word as well, right? It doesn't matter. And its capital currency is GAT. Yes, I mean, though it is having federation, right? But do you know they are having their own constitutions? Although it is a federation, it's not like that a fine. No, okay. What do you have? I have answered about federal. Though there are different provinces together which you can consider. Though they are altogether called USA, but they follow different constitutions, right? And as far as your question is concerned, I think I introduced a new term, right, which is not exactly the equal to that particular. Obviously, it doesn't mean that inflation. Otherwise, tomorrow India will decide that we will change our rupee and we will be having the what we will not have $1 equals to 71 or 72 rupees, right? Or we will make it reverse. No, it is not possible. So you may change, but that doesn't change the value, right? So in order to change its value, you have to do some kind of operations. So that must be done by the Mexico, right? But earlier they were following the US dollars. I guess you must be knowing this logic. Anyway, after Myanmar, go for the next one, Nepal. Whose capital is Kathmandu. And the currency is Nepalese rupee. Nepalese rupee. After Nepal, consider Netherlands. Its capital is Amsterdam. right? Whose currency is euro. New Zealand, whose capital is Wellington. And its currency is New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar. Nigeria, whose capital is Abuja, and its currency is Naira. Next, you can consider is Norway, whose capital is Oslo, and its currency is Norwegian krone. Norwegian krone. Next one, Oman. Oman, whose capital is Muscat, and its currency is Omani Rial. Omani Rial. Our neighbor Pakistan, whose capital is Islamabad, right? And now you can consider here the Pakistani rupee. So Pakistani rupee. Now see, you must be understanding now, right? So rupee of India and Pakistani would have been same, but you can have the different names. Fine. Do you know one more thing that, for example, if you consider, so $1 is equal to 72 rupees, right? But if you consider Pakistani rupee, then $1 is equal to how many Pakistani rupees? So it is around 160 or 165 or 60, around 170 rupees, right? So $1 is equal to 1 rupees, 170 rupees, right? So that is the case which you can consider. Fine. Further, you consider or you can compare. Yes, direct double. So you can consider 1 rupee is equal to how many Pakistani rupees? So it is around 2.5 rupees. Right. So 2.5 rupees, Pakistani rupees is equal to 1 rupee, right? Or 1 Indian rupees. So, but 70 years before, right, when we have freedom, so at that time, whatever the rupees we have given to the Pakistan and the Indian rupees were the same. But you know how and this is always being happening, right, in the economic world, right? So that is the case. It doesn't matter, right? You can what you can consider, right? Or you cannot say that the great or yes, there can be largest. Right? It depends on. So what is meaning of it? So if something is largest, that doesn't mean yes, it depends on GDP. Exactly what I'm going to say. That means that country have not devaluated their rupees, right? Or devaluated their currency. See, in last 70 years, we have devaluated our rupees, right? You must have hearing some of the stories, right? आमच्या काळात 500 रुपये पगार म्हणजे खूप होता. So what does that mean? So the rupees have been devaluated, right? So that was the case. Whereas American dollar have been valued, right? So that is the case which we can consider. Fine. So that is the case which you can have. Fine. I think someone has answered this answer, right? Which one is the largest or we can consider highest in the world? So that is that Kuwaiti dinar, right? So you must have heard about that particularly on what we can consider in one of the movies, right? Yes, it is around, I think more than 250 rupees, maybe around 260 rupees, right? As far as Indian rupee is concerned, fine. So that is the case. Anyway, okay, exactly 249.5. That's fine. Good, someone has stated it. Okay, then after not necessarily, right? Now see, if you consider Delhi, so is Delhi the largest city in the country? So you could have largest city than that particular, right? It is not on size. It depends on the convenience and some other physical facilities, how you can provide. So that makes the difference. Okay, just a minute. Okay, fine. So next one is Panama. Panama, whose capital is Panama City. And its currency is Balbao or US dollar. Fine. Next one, Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea. So whose capital is Port Moresby, and its currency is Kina. Next country, Peru, whose capital is Lima, and its currency is Neo Sol. Right, Neo Sol. I think this country has also changed their currency. So earlier it has something different. Peru, Lima, Neo Sol. If anybody wants, you can take a screenshot. Finished. Okay, fine. Okay, Danish. Let me know once you finish. Okay, fine. So let's go to the next one. Philippines. Philippines. Whose capital is Manila, and its currency is peso. Next country you can consider Poland, whose capital is Warsaw, and its currency is zloty. Poland, Warsaw, zloty. Portugal, whose currency is Lisbon. Its capital is Lisbon. Its currency is euro. Fine. After Portugal, consider Qatar. Yes, euro is same throughout. In fact, these are the European countries, right? So earlier there was European Union. So because of that, you have these particular things, right? So Qatar, whose capital is Doha, and its currency is Qatari Riyal. Qatari Riyal. Qatari Riyal. Next one is Romania. Romania. Its capital is Bucharest. Bucharest, whose currency is lev. Next country is Russia, whose capital is Moscow, and its currency is ruble. Its currency is ruble. Next, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. Its capital is Riyadh, and its currency is Rial. Next country you can consider is Seychelles. Seychelles. Seychelles, whose capital is Victoria, and its currency is Seychelles rupee. Seychelles rupee. Next one, Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone, whose capital is Freetown, and its currency is Leone. Next one is Singapore. Next one is Singapore. Its capital is again same, Singapore, and its currency is Singapore dollar. Singapore dollar. Next country you can consider is Somalia. Somalia, whose capital is Mogadishu. Mogadishu, and its capital, its currency is Somali shilling. Somali shilling. Right. Yes, we will be going to consider whose capital is Damascus, and Syrian pound, right? So, but before that, we will write some other countries and then we will go for Syria, right? Somalia, South Africa, right? South Africa. Now, you know, this is the particular country which has three different capitals. So, you know, Cape Town is being considered as its capital, but it is only legislative capital. Its administrative capital is at Pretoria, and its judicial capital is at Bloemfontein. Fine. So you can consider Pretoria administrative Cape Town is its legislative, and Bloemfontein is its judiciary capital, and its currency is rand. Currency is rand. So Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. Next country you can consider South Sudan. South Sudan, whose capital is at Juba, and its currency is Sudanese pound. Fine. So you can take its screenshot. Okay, fine. So let's go for after South Sudan, Spain. Oh, good. So its capital is Madrid. So you must be loving football, right? Euro. Sri Lanka. That's why instantly or instinctively you have answered it. Sri Lanka. Rather, you must be loving this particular team. You must be having your one of the favorite player from this team, or this particular team must be your favorite team. Sri Lanka, Colombo, right. And Sri Lanka rupee. Its currency is Sri Lanka rupee. Next is Sudan. For Sri Lanka, no, I'm not aware about it. To be frank, I have to check through which point of view it is known as capital of Sri Lanka. Sudan, Khartoum, TOUM, Khartoum, and its currency is dinar. Sweden, Stockholm, krona is its currency. Switzerland, whose capital is Bonn, and its currency is Swiss franc. Yes, Abhijit. Syria, Damascus, Syrian pound. Taiwan, whose capital is Taipei, Taiwanian dollar. Right, so Taiwan dollar as its currency. Tanzania, so Dodoma, Dodoma, and Tanzanian shilling. Thailand, Swiss franc or Switzerland, Swiss franc, FRANC, franc. Thailand, yes, Bangkok. And yes, Bhat or Bahat? I think this is the spelling. Right. It's Baht, BAHT. So around 2.5 rupees is equal to 1 baht. Okay, and then Tunisia, Tunis, and Tunisian dinar. Tunisian dinar. Turkey, yes, Ankara. And Turkish lira. Turkish lira. Turkmenistan, Ashgabat, and its currency is Manat. Tuvalu, right? Waiku village, Waiku village, Australian dollar, Australian dollar. Uganda, Kampala, Ugandan new shilling, Ugandan new shilling. So if anybody wants a screenshot, you can take, and probably we will be ending at this point. In next session, we will go for the remaining. Yes, Tajikistan. Yes, we will be